Bitcoin hit a new yearly high in the last 24 hours and immediately got rejected to the downside. In today's video, we are going to be jumping down into what has been going on most recently with the price action and what I think is likely to happen next. As I get into today's video, if you do find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, what are you waiting for? Check it out. Link is in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. So why not go ahead and check it out? Let's jump right down into today's video, taking a look at what's been going on with that 1 hour time frame. So here we can see that we have Bitcoin with its new yearly high. It barely really got into anything, but you can kind of see it right here with this high, okay, just coming up to a new yearly high at a value of 38,450 here on the Binance chart. Now, taking a look at our expectations, we were trying to get the price to move up between 38,547 and 38,817, and well, it looks like we actually came down lower than this wave 4. So this is either going to be an expanding flat correction, or we are going to be in a truncated fifth wave movement. Now, taking a look at this, I'm going to lean more towards a truncated fifth wave movement than I am to an expanding structure, because we don't have the kind of workings, the inner workings here for that expansion. In my opinion, we'd have to have this as a 5-wave count. If I take this down to a 5-minute time frame, for example, you can't really see a good structured move here to say that this is 5 waves coming on down. So to me, it looks more and more likely to be the case that we are, in fact, just truncated this fifth wave movement. Okay, so it's going to be one of those. It'll be interesting to see how this kind of plays out next. Now, that being said, it doesn't necessarily mean that we are not going up any higher, because I do think we are. As we can kind of take a look at this here, right, we can see that we have the structured move here. We're coming back down again. We have a new lower local low on this low over here, and we're moving down. We're finding good support at the moment. But if we go ahead and do our due diligence here, we just move this over to here, we can see that our expectations will be to basically come down just a bit more. Okay, it doesn't have to come all this way, because minimum expectations have already been met here, but I would be expecting price to kind of move down, typically on the normal structures, between 37,000 and 37,274. That will be a 3-wave structure that will look like this. That will then allow us then to move up into that next 5-wave pattern, up into our range. Okay, so kind of that's what we're looking at. Now, our target range on this larger move has changed because of a potential truncated fifth wave movement. If we do just take this down to that lower level, this will give us our lower expectation. I'm going to go ahead and repurpose this one. And we're going to put it right in here. I'll just remove the old one there. We don't need that. So basically, we're looking at 39,045 to 39,475 to kind of finish off that final fifth wave movement there, like so. That then basically becomes a zigzag pattern, which is an A, B, and C structure, which will happen to finish off this C wave structure on a larger pattern overall. So yeah, we're kind of progressing quite nicely. I think we're almost there. I think we are, this will be a wave 3, so we'll still have more after this, but we have to correct on down a little bit before we kind of get that movement back to the upside. So on the 1 hour time frame, from an Elliott wave theory point of view, yeah, it's not too bad. It's looking okay. Let's go ahead and clear some of this out, though, so that we can kind of start to kind of see, through what is going on overall. Okay, so smart money concepts here still remains in a bullish structure. That hasn't changed. We have just lost the 50 EMA and the 50 SMA, the red and yellow lines that you see on the chart, and we are heading down towards that 200 EMA, which is the white line. Again, we'll probably wick down a little bit lower, chap into this box before rallying on up. Momentum is actually looking okay. We're correcting down quite nicely on the stochastic RSIs, so that's not a problem. This is the 1 hour time frame here. If we take a look at the 4 hour, you can see it's also correcting. The 8 hour is still quite high though. 12 hour is quite high. The 16 hour is, if it will load, let's have a look. it's reasonable. And the 20-hour is okay. The daily is progressing upwards. We'll talk about that daily in a moment. So all in all, I think, yeah, we've still got some progression to the upside to be had. Now, take the stochastic RSIs out, throw the divergence indicator on there. Nothing being flagged up there from divergence. So we obviously had that kind of fifth wave movement there, bearish divergence starting to appear right here. And so we could have got wind of that if we were paying attention to the charts, in a bit more detail yesterday morning. So that's all cool. And then, of course, volume profiles are actually on the increase here as we are pulling back. So not a good sign there. So it does have momentum to the downside there. Okay, let's take this out into the daily time frame. The daily time frame is still in our our expanding diagonal. That's what I meant to say. Apologies there. So we are still looking for that $38,000 to $40,000 level. You can see that up there. We are obviously, in my opinion, in the final fifth wave of the fifth wave of the fifth wave. I do believe it is an expanding diagonal within the fifth wave of an expanding diagonal of our fifth wave movement. So yeah, all in all, I think, yeah, we're in a pretty reasonable spot. Let's go ahead and show you where I think we are. We are wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4. We're in that wave 5 now. That wave 5 is a 3-wave structure. I think we've completed the first wave, or we're in the process of completing that first wave before we for correction and so forth. So we'll be moving up into that kind of range that we just talked about on the hourly, then down, and then one more time to get you up into that kind of $40,000 range right inside here. This will basically allow you to have that big wave 5 in the kind of diagonal structure that is a wave 5 and so forth. So from an Elliott wave theory point of view, it's looking okay. We can see we are wave 5 of wave 5 of wave 5 within this last structure move here. We have the hidden bullish divergence on the divergence indicator, indicating that we are likely to see this surge upwards. The stochastic RSI is moving up nicely to the overbought area. Once completed this structure, we will be overbought on the weekly, the monthly, the daily, and pretty much most other timeframes here. So we will be looking at progressions to the downside once complete. So all in all, bullish for now, but ultimately bearish on those macros. Macros matter, as they say. So from our smart money concepts, we're in bullish structures here on the daily. We have the EMAs, which again all line up nicely with the 50 EMA, 50 SMA above that of the 200 EMA. So nothing much there to kind of get concerned with. It's all looking okay. Not too concerned about any of that. Volume profiles obviously on the decrease here. And so if you look at price going up and volumes going down, you can see very obviously here that this is a big divergence. It's not looking good on that kind of front. So know that they are coming towards the end of all of this rally to the upside. Take a look at it from a weekly standpoint. We're still in that ascending wedge. You can see here that we're really struggling quite a bit here. Dojo candles and so forth. Market's very undecided. There's an ascending wedge, which is bearish pattern, but we still think there's a little bit more room to the upside there before we move on down. We're overbought on the weekly like we are on the monthly. We are above, of course, the 50 EMA, the 50 SMA when it comes to the 200 EMA. So, everything's actually lined up quite nicely there. Good support. Smart money in a bullish structure and has remained in a bullish weekly structure ever since November 2020. It's never changed. So smart money concepts hasn't really got any indications of structural changes or anything like that right now. But we do see, of course, fair value gaps being stacked up on the price chart here. So we want to keep those in our minds as well. But guys, I think that is going to wrap up today's video. If you have found it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe? Tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Until the next one, though, guys, have a fantastic day.